Here is part 2A of my Playbill collection for shows that I've seen. And to no surprise to anyone, the first Broadway show I've ever seen was The Lion King. I saw this, according to a ticket, March 19th, 2014, so nearly 4 years ago. I saw this musical. Fantastic, fantastic, fantastic. I love the movie. I love the musical. 100 out of 100. And also, there's a few things that are cool about this playbill. First of all, let me turn to the page here that I have bookmarked. Look who's in it. Andy Carl. I swear, Lion King connects me to like all kinds of fandoms. It connects me to Andy Carl when he was doing Rocky. And then we have in it a ensemble slip, I believe like an understudy or something, same as Jeremiah Tatum. And also, there's a very famous person who was in this, and it's Caleb McLaughlin, and he was my Simba when I saw him. And he's now on Stranger Things. I also have a flyer, not the flyer that came with this show, but it's from a couple of years ago. It's a nice trifold flyer, but it's nice, it's colorful, I love it. I got that one a couple of years ago. If I could find one for this playbill, that would be cool. I also have, because I'm just such a huge Lion King nerd, a few city guides featuring characters and ensemble. You got Rafiki, you got Simba, and you got, the giraffes and the cheetahs. Ensemble people. Very cool. And also, I'm glad that I bought this Lion King souvenir booklet when I went to see it. I also have, I think a souvenir cup and a tote, and I believe a shirt, but those are somewhere in the house. I just wanted to show off this one. It's colorful, it's nice, gives a great background about stuff. Here's Scar with the hyenas, Rafiki, very cool. I'm glad that I bought that before I even really got into Broadway, but it was a good thing I did. Next up is On Your Feet, the story of Emilio and Gloria Estefan, and has, because I don't think it's original Broadway cast when I saw it in August a couple years ago, and it's Ana Villafane, and here's some the cast list of different people that were in the show we saw that day. We just randomly saw it, and I love Gloria. Like, she's one of my most favorite singers in the whole entire world, and she did her justice. I swear to God, like her clone. And I also got, from when I did see the show, thankfully I got a flyer that was with the show, and it's a trifold flyer, and it was at since the theater is next door, or the hotel that's next door to the theater they had these, so I picked them up, and it's just beautiful, love it, awesome. Not necessarily a flyer, but it's a little event that Alan Menken did for free, believe it or not. One of the greatest composers ever, like through Broadway and through Disney, so if you know Disney movies, you know who exactly this guy is. He was interviewed by Kristen Anderson Lopez. Very cool. They did like a whole video thing. He talked about his various careers, including talking about Leap of Faith, which he does get sad about. I know, me too, friend. And just his career, look at how big it is. Like, it's huge. You guys don't realize. Or you do. And he also signed it. He's so nice. He was totally nice. He signed it. And I was like, oh, thank you. And he's like, oh, you're welcome. Totally nice dude. I love him. Next up is the first play I ever saw, was 6 Degrees of Separation, with Oscar winner Allison Janney and John Benjamin and Corey Hawkins. Every time I want to say his name, I want to say H. John Benjamin, because, the voice actor from, Archer and Bob's Burgers and whatnots. And I apologize for that. That's just how my brain works. But very cool. I saw it opening night. I didn't get this one signed, because now that's my thing, is getting things signed. We were trying to, but it was rainstorm from hell. And just, because we also saw a whole bunch of famous people at the show. We saw Samuel L. Jackson. We saw the dude who plays Dembe from The Blacklist. We saw Matthew Broderick. We saw Matthew Perry. We saw B.E. Wong. But unfortunately, we couldn't get anybody's autographs. I'm pretty sure they would have or whatever. It was just rainy and just really crappy weather. Not a good time to do stage touring or anything. Because I would have loved, especially Allison Janney. I love her. And I love Corey Hawkins too, and everybody. But I thought it was a good play. Not maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I thought it was great, and it's fun, and I'm glad my friend Jen took me to that. Next up is Great Comet. And this is the first time I saw it. My friend was like, "Hey, do you want to join me to see this show?" I'd never heard of it. The only thing I knew about the show that was Josh Groban was in it. But when we saw it, it was when he was on vacation, and it was when Dave Malloy, the composer and creator and writer and a billion other things that he does in this show, also played Pierre. And that was his first night for it. I especially loved him. Like, the first time I saw this, because I didn't know anything about it, I was totally confused. And it's kind of silly to say, it's like, Great Comet is like a Marvel movie where sometimes you have to see it more than once to get everything, to absorb everything. As soon as Dave sung, I was like, oh my god, this dude's voice is fantastic. I love him. Doesn't sound alike, but reminds me of Joe Cocker. Just a very rock and roll voice. Love it. I also have a flyer. It's a double-sided flyer, and also a mini flyer for the show. Here we go, with Danae and Josh. I never got to see Josh, and I never got to see any of the other incarnations of Pierre other than Dave, but that's okay. I love Dave. The first time I ever saw Groundhog Day. Love, 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 love this musical. I can't say enough. I wish it wasn't closed. It closed like 6 months in, unfortunately. So, best stage dooring ever. Like, everyone was so nice. And the day I saw this musical was the day I was dressed as Phil Connors, and I'll show a picture up there. And Andy geeked over it, and Barrett, and Rebecca was like so impressed that she's like, I need to take a picture with you. And I was like, sure, like, I'm gonna say no. And I was like, sure. I was so happy. That meant they loved my cosplay. Just best stage door. Like, everyone's so friendly. They take your time. They talk with you. They learn your names. Everything. Love. Best stage dooring. Just chill. Not crazy, like screaming or nothing. Because that's not fun. I know that happens with other musicals. That's dumb. I don't know why people scream. Don't do that. And a couple of flyers that came with this one. I believe this is double-sided. I love this one because he's about to jump on the alarm clock. If you've seen the show, you know why. And I love the fonts, everything. I'm a graphic designer too, so. And then here's a bifold flyer with Andy on it and the cast and crew. Very cool. Love it. This one is Broadway Barks, the pet charity ran by Bernadette Peters. Or the adoption, where she wants you to adopt all these, rescues and rescue kitties and rescue puppies. And all these cool people were here when we saw it. Of course, we saw it for Andy Carl and Barrett Doss. But also, I was excited as hell because Kendra Casabom was in it for Come From Away. But I love her in Leap of Faith. Laura Osnes, Michael Urie, Siobhan Dillon, and Christine Urbisol. Fun. I got to see puppies, and I love that too. Very quickly, it gets very crowded very quickly because it's held in the Schubert Alley, and that's just a very small place. Get water because it gets crowded and it's hard to get in, and do all your business. You can do the bathroom like that from the hotel that's like behind. Just go in, whatever, they don't care. Only go unless you really love Bernadette, then go every year. But if you're looking for specific people to go for, then just go for that and go early because it gets crowded. Anyway, second time I saw Groundhog Day. Can't say enough about this musical. And here's a couple more flyers. There's 4 different flyers. Well, technically I think 2 of them are the same, but here's no, there's 4 different flyers, sorry. These 2, and they're both bifold with the same inside, with the ensemble and everybody. But this one has a spelling mistake where they spell and wrong, and I'm like, how do you do that? Don't you have whatever? And especially if you're a graphic designer, you pay for that mistake. I'm a graphic designer, I know this. If you make a spelling mistake, you pay for it. Oh well, that's on them, but hey, collector's item, right? Second time I saw Great Comet, again, with Dave Malloy as Pierre because the whole controversy. And I did get it signed by almost everyone, but unfortunately, Lucas didn't come out to stage door, and neither did Danae. Probably they had things to go to. I know Dave wasn't taking any selfies because he had to go network with people. Totally understandable, just because everything that was going on at the time with this musical. But I will say, quick PSA, about this musical with the stage door. It was one of the worst stage dooring experiences, not because of the crew and ensemble and the actors. They were totally perfect, totally fine. It was the people outside, and there was like tall people blocking other people's way, like not helping anybody out, not helping pass forward, playbills like everybody else did. Like there was people there for Ingrid when she was playing Ingrid Michaelson for Sonia, and they were totally nice. They were just there for her, but they were willing to pass up other playbills for other people because they were in front, and they were like letting people in to take pictures with like Grace and Nick and everybody and Paul and stuff. But these other two dudes, and what made me pissed off is, oh, we've been here. They were bragging like, oh, we've been here for 14 times, and that was at the time. I don't know if they've seen them anymore. I don't care. And they weren't helping anybody out. And stage dooring is made through both the interactions with the actors and the actresses and the ensemble and everybody, and also the fans and people who go out there. And people who ruin it is rude people like that and the autograph vultures to ruin things too. Don't be rude. Help out your fellow bro. That's what I want to say about that. With this musical, here's the insert that came with it for Dave as Pierre. And also, I was happy because I stayed after the show ended and got the things from War and Peace. And they're in consecutive order from 475 through 478. I think they felt like letters or another number. It's a crazy show. Like, everything's like a blur. And I was happy because I read pro tips online, like through Twitter and Reddit, and they said look for the baskets on the side of the thing. And I finally got the egg shakers because the first time I didn't get any, and I didn't even get any when I was in orchestra seats, where Grace McLean was my hype woman. That was so awesome. But anyway, I finally got the egg shakers, both colors, and very happy about that. Just found them randomly sitting in a basket. Thank God. If there was extras, I know I would have picked up extras for friends. And I think I'll end it here and then make a part 2 because it's almost 15 minutes long for this.